So there's a lot of ways people can be an individual in just anywhere, whether it be school or just out in the world. And one way I decided to do that is through my jacket. As you can tell, there's a lot of patches, there's studs, and buttons. And this all kind of shows what bands I like, and just to know, like, if people ask, like, the general question, like, oh, what kind of music do you like? Like, you don't really need to ask me, because then you just look at my jacket. All these patches I sewed on myself, ordered online, which I learned from my mom, because I had no clue, but I've always seen these jackets around, and I wanted to make one myself. So that's what I'm going to show you, is how to sew on a patch. So anyway, the first thing I wanted to do was one that's really special to me, is this hailstorm patch. This was originally a shirt. It was just a black shirt with this across the chest. I was like, you know what, that would look kind of cool on the jacket, so I cut it out and first applied this white piece of fabric on it. As you know, shirts are kind of thin, and when you get it wet or whatever, it kind of shrivels up or shrinks in some way. So, and with this reinforcement, it kind of limits that. Kind of has a sturdy barrier, like patches do, how they have kind of like a thicker feeling to it. And that's what I did, is put that on there, a couple layers actually, because I didn't know, because that was the first time I did it. I didn't know how thick it needed to be, I just wanted it to look cool. And so what you're going to need for that is obviously the shirt, and this is what I chose. Your needles, scissors to cut the thread, 2 different colors of thread depending on what it is. And the reason why is because for white, you have the white background, or the white little traces on here. And then you have your blue to match the outer rims, so you can sew it actually on the jacket. And so what I'm going to do is pass this around to show you, like, this is what you're supposed to do. So when it passes around, you can tell that there is a knot in the back. That's how you're always going to start. You're always going to have your string sewn through your needle eye, and then tie a knot at the end, so like so it doesn't come undone. And so that's what I'm going to give you guys. All you're going to do is stay in the white part of the area, about maybe a centimeter away from each hole.
Can I try it?
Yeah. And pass it around. You can do it once or twice or whatever.
Do I just go through the same thing?
Not through the same hole.
What? No. Like the same part?
Yeah, on the white. And you're going to want to do that throughout the whole circle. So the important part of that was the fabric. It has glue on it, and so I ironed it beforehand to that shirt just to make sure it was extra sturdy. And this is just another way for me to show that it's secure and nothing will come apart. And so from that, we transition to where basically the same thing on doing that, sewing it all together to the fabric. You have the same idea with sewing it through a jacket. And with one of these patches is I'm going to put it on my left pocket, chest pocket, because as you can tell, the patch that you are sewing together is a standing rock, like the emblem on their flag. The reason why I chose that is because originally I am from the Standing Rock Reservation, little town called Fort Yates. So having that a part of my jacket just kind of shows what how important home is to me, and how the reason why I put it on my left side pocket is because I want it, that's the closest part of my heart. You know, that's kind of cheesy, but I mean that's what it means to me, having home closest to my heart. And so the only difficulty with that is how, since it's a pocketed area, there's already stitching in the outsides. So I think that's the only difficulty I'm going to have, whereas the other ones you had a lot of space or whatever. But that's one thing I wanted to show you, is that you can be individualistic with whatever it is. As you can see, mine has mostly band names or band pictures or whatever. But then it doesn't always have to be band. It can be something like that reminds you of home or whatever it may be. So that's how I want you. If you guys learn anything from this, is that you can take stitching, whether it be a jacket or a blanket or whatever, to whatever you want it to be. Make yourself stand out in some way.